is the ultimate travel guide from the people who know it best. Weekends with Yankee. Every year, as winter turns to spring, Boston marks the changing of the seasons with a treasured tradition.
Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here to open up the first boat ride of the season.
And we're here celebrating the 144th season of the Swan boats here. So it started in 1877, and the same family has continuously run the Swan boats for the past 144 seasons. So I'd like to give it up for the Paget family that's here with us.
First memory is very similar to a lot of kids in Boston. I came here on a field trip when I was in kindergarten. I remember the difference being was my dad was here, that I broke away from my group and I ran down to give my dad a hug.
Lyn's great-grandfather, Robert Paget, introduced the first Swan boats to the Boston Public Garden in 1877. He died a year later, and his wife Julia took over at a time when few women ran businesses.
So I look at Julia and I think, really, she is the reason why we're here today. She had to have been remarkably resourceful, because year in and year out, the argument would be made that she wasn't suitable to run a business because women don't do that and they wouldn't know how to do that. She persisted and she was able to do it for many, many years. These are the only Swan boats like this in the entire world. These are historic boats. They sit on 2 pontoons with 6 benches that are about the size of a typical park bench, and a swan mounted on the back, and a driver on the back that is pedaling the boat, just like any paddle boat.
Before opening day, Lyn and her cousin Phil and a team of helpers haul and assemble the boats that have been stored at a house in Boston over the fall and winter months.
We have 12 pontoons that weigh anywhere from 800 to 900 pounds apiece. So it's a big crew to lift them. 1, 2, 3. Could call us like an oral history business. Phil would have learned, as I did from my dad, and he from his.
You can put on any bench but the 6th one. Do not put on the 6th bench.
Building a Swan boat is actually a fairly complicated process. And that's all in his head. When people come in to help, he has to teach year in and year out.
That fits like a glove. See that go right in? Perfect. It was designed that way.
Well, you know, my hopes are simply that the traditions stay the same. And Boston is a city that really prides itself on tradition and history.